Girl, when I started my business, even still to this day, I be praying. I be like, you
no
know what,
scammers.
God, send me the right people,
Amen.
for my
Yes.
brand. And yeah, don't send me scammers.
Don't send me
like,
no scammers,
I pray them
they
away.
exist. Yes.
Yeah, they do.
Oh, they will get their hair done. Like, that doesn't happen to me, but like, I'm sure it happens.
Yeah.
Like, scammers are real.
It does.
So I don't, like you said, I pray over my business. I don't attract scammers. And I can feel a scammer at the door.
Me too. You cannot fast talk me.
Oh yeah, you can't.
No, you can't punch the number in.
Yes, none of that.
No, you can't pay me over the phone. Hey y'all, welcome back to Strands and Story. I am so excited y'all are here. Y'all been sticking around, watching all our episodes and stuff. I am super excited today because today we are diving deep on a discussion that both clients and stylists need to hear. But first, I'm Mo, the founder of Ghostly Hair Company, and today we are going to be talking about luxury hair extensions, what makes them different, why are they priced so high, and how stylists can confidently position themselves in this luxury hair extension space. And it's no better person than my lovely guest I have here today. She specializes in high-end transformation, and she's going to break it all down on what it is. So, yes, Keri Alston, we have here. Go ahead. Can you share who you are and what kind of hair extensions you specialize in?
Of course. Well, my name is Kaylin. I am the owner of Keri Alston Hair. I specialize in luxury hair extensions, pretty much a lot of them. So 5 to 7 of them I specialize in. And I also help beauty professionals make more money behind the chair by doing the same thing, by mastering the art of luxury hair extensions.
Okay, so immediately I thought, well, you said 7 different types of installs. What are the different type of luxury hair extensions installs are there out there?
So there's a lot of them actually hitting the market right now, but I specialize in I-tips, K-tips, invisible K-tips, single weft microlinks, volume weft microlinks. I don't know if I said tape-ins. And I think that's it right now. And then luxury sew-ins as well, and hybrids of them all. So it really just depends on the client and their needs.
And I was just about to ask you, is a sew-in considered a luxury hair extension? Because I feel like the price of a sew-in is not as steep as, I-tips, K-tips, would you say microlinks, tape-ins. So what makes luxury hair extensions? Is it the price or is it the way it's installed?
That's a great question because my sew-ins are still priced with the rest of my luxury extensions. So that's another story.
Well, what's your sew-in price?
It's going to be in the thousands for
Really?
sure. Yeah, because it's a luxury service. So to answer your question, luxury has a lot to do with obviously the service itself, the branding really is, in my opinion, what really puts the price point on the service, because you do have people doing the services and they're not charging as much as others. But I think branding has a lot to do with why luxury is luxury. And then obviously the experience and the service itself is luxury, should be anyway.
Okay. So what made you want to focus on luxury hair extensions and not like a press?
So I've been doing hair for 15 years and I've always loved the industry, but I haven't always loved the income or the clientele, depending on what service I was offering. So because I knew I wanted to stay in the industry, but I wanted to make more money and position myself more as luxury, I was led to luxury hair extensions, specifically at a certain time, because we came across like wigs, frontals, which at that time was a luxury service because of the price point. But I was never drawn to them. So I was still like waiting for like my moment. Like, when is something going to come out that feels like luxury to me? And then when I came across microlinks, that was when I was like, okay, this is it. I feel like this is going to be natural. It's going to have the price point that I needed to have. I can create the type of clientele that I need. So I jumped right in like head first.
Well, it's funny you say when is a type of install going to come out for me, because I feel like tape-ins have been around for a really long time. I think just not in the black sector, like mostly Caucasian.
Well, a lot of the luxury extensions have been out for a long time and they just haven't crossed, like you said, our desk.
I wonder why that is though. Do you think is our hair type Like our texture?
I think it was lack of experience on our end, because you don't know what you don't know, right? Like, I feel like for the Caucasians, they've been wearing these extensions for so long, and they're so discreet and they're so seamless. Like, we didn't know that they had extensions. They didn't want us to know that they had extensions, so it wasn't something that was talked about. So our lack of knowledge in that space, I think, is just why we're so behind the curve. But of course, it's for us. Of course, we set the trends 9 times out of 10, you know? So I think we were just a little slow on that.
Yeah.
But now that we have it, that was giving Black girl luxury.
I know, right? Everybody's like onto it. Like all you see all over Instagram now is the K-tips and the I-tips. But, you know, yeah. So how do you help a client choose the right type of install for their hair?
So all of the methods that I specialize in, I definitely feel like it kind of sets me apart because I do have the option to kind of move the client where they need to go specifically for their hair type, their needs, maintenance, at-home care. Like, you have to consider all of those things, in my opinion, when you're selecting a luxury extension method, because they are getting ready to spend a lot of money. So you want to make sure that it's not just like a cookie cutter situation, right?
So what's the most popular one you're doing right now, like that everybody's coming for?
K-tips for sure.
Okay.
I would say K-tips is the most seamless method that we're doing right now, for sure.
Which one do you enjoy doing the most?
My favorite installation method would be invisible wefts. It's easy, it's fast for me. So it's like single weft microlinks. So it's just like one weft, no thread, just the weft and the bead. I love that method for me because it's fast. Like, K-tips is not fast. I'm going to be there for a minute. Like, I can do invisible weft install in I would say 3 hours, and I'm in and out.
So, okay. So do all luxury hair extension methods take a long time? Because you just said 3 hours. So that's
a long time.
3 hours is a long time, you know, but you said that's quick. So
that's quick.
The other installs, how long are they taking?
5 to 6 hours.
Oh,
and I mean, depending on how good you are, you could be there for 10 hours. Like, I always tell my students, like, take your time. Let them know it's going to be a day. If you need the day, take the day, because I want it to be right over rushing. So for me, because I've been doing it for a while, I can do the lengthiest method in 6 hours.
Now it makes sense why they cost so much, because if you're spending 10 hours on somebody's head,
it does take a long time. I think it's well worth it, if you ask me.
Yeah, you need to get paid for that.
It's tedious for sure.
Okay, that's good to know. All right, so what is one thing people need to know before getting each type? And we don't have to run down the 7 of them, but based on, let's say, K-tips, since that's popular. What do you say? Invisible wefts?
Yeah, those are popular. Tape-ins are still very popular.
And let's say tape-ins. So what would they need to know?
So for those 3 specifically, budget obviously will be important.
So are you one of those people you'd be like, so what's your budget?
So I do want to know that you're okay with my price point. And if you're okay with that, then I assume you're good with, you have a budget and you fit in it, right? So I do ask that question during my consultation process. There's like a form they have to fill out. Are you comfortable with this price point? If they check yes, then I'm assuming we're cleared.
I know.
Right? I'm like, from 1,000 to 4,000, I'm assuming we're good in here.
Right.
So more so just like longevity price point, because some of the methods don't require maintenance. Some of them do. Some of the methods, you can't reuse the hair. Some of them you can. So I think it's not more so just like your starter budget. It's your maintenance budget. It's your longevity. Like, how long do you want this style? Like, are you willing to pay the maintenance to keep it up? Like, I more so want to just make sure that you're comfortable with that, and that will determine kind of where we fall, because tape-ins, I don't retape, me personally.
We don't either.
Yeah.
I think I got that from you.
I'm like, yeah, no, I'm not retaping, so that you kind of lose your hair on that one. With me specifically, with K-tips, I don't re-K-tip. So you lose but I mean, again, it's in for so long. Like, I don't know why someone would want to continue to use their hair with K-tips, because they last for 6 months. And with the wefts, you can reuse your wefts. So I think that will have a lot to do with it. And then 2, the density of their hair. Like, if your hair is really fine, then we need to go with something more seamless, which would be K-tips. If you do have the fullness, then you can go with wefts. So it really just depends on that.
What about lifestyle? So working out.
So you can work out with all the methods. You just have to consider that your hair is fully exposed. So don't be oblivious to the fact that when you sweat, your hair is going to swell up. When it rains, your hair is going to get wet. I mean, most people understand that concept because their hair is exposed. However, they still kind of act brand new sometimes. I'm like...
Well, you know what I do notice? A lot of women don't understand that not all extension methods are actually protective styles.
Yeah, well, none of them, in my opinion, are protective.
A sew-in, kind of?
I don't think a sew-in is protective. I think it does allow your hair to have a break, but at the same time, it could be causing breakage in other ways. So, like, if you're going to do a sew-in for maybe, like, a month, that's fine, right? It's like, okay, give your hair a break. But, like, if you just do sew-ins, like, religiously, months after months after month, that's not necessarily how you're going to protect your hair from breakage, shedding, dryness, all of the things. Like, your hair has to breathe. So I feel like when people ask, like, is luxury extensions a protective style? I think for me, a protective style is really, truly when you are comfortable with just leaving your hair alone. Yeah. Like, you moisturize it, you put it in a couple plaits, and you leave it alone. That's protective, right?
Yeah. It's like this wig. Yeah. Look, my hair been braided.
Yeah, you just leave it alone, I'm leaving it alone, and that's protective. But you can still get to it, right? So, like, if you want to get to them tonight, you can. Like, that's your choice. But, like, if you're stuck in a style for so long, if your hair is fully exposed and you're putting heat on it, it's not necessarily a protective style. There's obviously styles that are better than others when it comes to trying to grow your hair or something like that. But I don't think luxury extensions is going to be considered a protective style for me, not even a sew-in.
Okay. So what are some mistakes clients make when it comes to caring for their luxury hair extensions? What do you see the most?
Probably overheating, for sure, would be number one. Putting too much heat on their hair, just like over pressing it, which is like never a good thing, right? Like, even if your hair is out, like, I like to do texture matches so where you don't have to always wear it straight. You can take a break, wear it natural. I would say for sure overheating. And then the second one would be probably just tangling, matting, just like when you avoid them altogether and you're just like...
You know what? It's crazy because I feel like a lot of women do that. They feel like because it's hair extensions that it has a mind of its own.
Yeah, it's gonna brush itself. Yeah. I'm like, you have to brush your hair every day. Yeah. Like, you are supposed to brush your natural hair every day. So, like, when I have conversations about luxury extensions with my clients, I'm mainly talking about things that I want to do for your natural hair. Because, like, that's the most important part of this whole conversation is that, okay, we're going to enhance and add length and fullness. But if you don't know how to maintain your natural hair, then why do we have your natural hair out with more hair in it? Right. So the at-home care is always about, like, maintenance on your natural hair. Brush your hair every day, detangle your hair every day. Don't neglect it. If you feel like you don't want to do it, that's fine. I'm here for you. You can come to me. I'll take care of it, right? Like, but that's mainly the conversation is just don't neglect it. And some people do. And they remove it themselves, which is also a bad idea. So
they should come back to you. Do you offer the removal?
Of course.
Service? Okay.
Of course. I offer all the things. Just because I don't want you to mess it up. So I'm like, if you just want a washing style, call me. If you need it tightened, call me. If you need a removal, call me. If you feel like something's wrong, it probably is. Call me. Like,
right.
So I'm here for you. So there's no excuses over here, like, at all.
And one thing you left out is making sure you're, like, tying it up at night, wrapping it, rolling it, right? Because if you don't, then you wake up and
it's your investment is just going down the drain. Mm-hmm. You have to definitely, it's a high maintenance, low maintenance style, like, in a sense, right? Because it is easy to maintain when you maintain it. When you neglect it is when you're like, oh, it's tangled. Oh, this and that. So I'm like, if you just do this every day, make a routine, wrap your hair, like you said, put some heatless rollers in it or something, you'll feel like, okay, this is worth the investment. Otherwise, you're gonna look cray-cray. Right. And be mad.
Right. All right, so let's talk price. Why do luxury hair extensions cost? I want to say so much. What do they cost so much?
I mean, I think they are priced the way that they are.
Right.
For a couple of reasons. One, because it is an exclusive style. In my opinion, it's not a lot of specialists out here. Like, I've taught thousands of students and I still can count on two hands who, in my opinion, really stands out in this space for our culture. And that says a lot about the exclusivity of the stylist / specialist that is taking this space seriously so they can command a certain price point. Again, I think that the person's expertise has a lot to do with it as well. And we are basically removing ourselves from the majority, in my opinion, and saying, like, I'm not a hairstylist. I don't have to compete with the girl that's doing the sub press and everything. So I'm going to niche down and take that risk and really specialize and focus and educate myself on this one thing so I can have a more exclusive clientele. And for that, the price point is increased because it is a luxury service. And in luxury, you are kind of like standing aside and being like, okay, I'm going to go over here and not be the majority and command a certain price point, and my tribe will find me, right? And they will. Right. And I think too, with the hair being included, like I said, the full experience, if doing it right, like I said, that's why I say I can only count on like 10 fingers, like how many people are truly honoring why the price point is set the way that it is. So I can't really say why other people are charging certain prices when I'm like, ooh, girl, like, you should not even be in this space if you're not going to do it right. But I think there's a luxury space for all things, right? All type of brands, there's a luxury space for them, and hair is no different.
Right. Okay. So how do you explain? So I'm assuming when it comes to a client, you tell them your price. Do they ever ask for a breakdown? You know how like a contractor will come, right? They say, hey, here's the invoice. This is my price. This is the labor price. This is the hair price. This is the, I don't know. Do you break it down to them like that?
No, I don't break it down like that. I don't think that it's necessary, or their business, the client's business, specifically on like the breakdown. So I just give them the price and I just name all the things that come with the price. Because like I said, I'm not going to just be like microlinks. It's going to come with the shampoo, the conditioner, a treatment, a trim. So I'm going to tell you what it's going to include. And then it's just up to you to just kind of like be like, okay, this package sounds good to me, because I am going to list what it includes. The hair. I'm going to definitely tell you how many bundles it comes with. So I'm not just like, because I don't offer services a la carte like that, I don't feel like I have to justify when I do create packages, right? I feel like it's easier when you have a package because it cuts down on the price conversation, right? When you're like, oh, I'll do your hair, you could bring the bundles, that's one price. And then, oh, if you don't bring the bundles and I provide the hair, that's another price. So I'm like, it's too many prices.
Oh, so you don't do that option, like where they could bring their own?
Yeah, I don't have that option. I only have the option that I provide, and I'll tell you everything that comes with that. And then you could decide if you want to book.
Okay, that makes sense. I used to, when I remember breaking down my prices for custom wigs, right? I used to tell them, okay, I break it down from if you want color on it, okay, this is the price per bundle. This wig is going to include 2 bundles and a closure. This is the price for the bundle. This is the price for the closure. This is the price for the labor. Yeah. I'm going to install it. We're going to wash your hair. So when you give them all that, they feel like, oh, okay, now it makes sense why it's $1,200. Like, because you're getting all of this in there.
And then when you do like book on my website or whatever, or even if we're like building on that price. So like we'll have the starter price, which would be the package price. And then you, the client, will be building on that. Like you said, like if you want color, then we're adding on the color price. If you want more grams, then we're adding on the gram price. So you'll get to see the sub costs for like a la carte if you want to build on that. And that's how we get to $4,000. Like you'll see it. You'll see the base price, which is my non-negotiable price, right? Like that's my bottom line price with this included. And I think that will be like for the ones that just don't want to add anything on it. Like, okay, that's the best I can do is that price. I'm like, perfect. Come on in. Right. And then those who got some more money to spend will be like, oh, can I get color? Can I get more grams? And then we end up building on that price to fit, their bigger budget.
Right. Okay. So this question is not on here, but it made me think about it when you said it. Chargebacks on something that high, how do you avoid that?
So I don't deal with chargebacks on services at all, which is a blessing for real because I don't have that issue. So I don't have to deal with it. But I think the more transparent you are up front, and the more you really can stand behind what you say you could do, right? Because I'm like, why am I charging it back? Like, obviously I didn't get what I thought I was paying for, which is the only reason I can assume someone's charging me, unless they're just a scammer. Like, you know what I'm saying?
I know, right?
Right.
You know, it's funny, girl, when I started my business, even still to this day, I be praying. I be like, you
no
know
scammers.
what, God, send me the right people,
Amen.
you know, for my brand. And yeah, don't send me scammers.
Don't send me
like,
no scammers,
I pray them
they
away.
exist. Yes.
Yeah, they do.
Oh, they will get their hair done. Like, and that doesn't happen to me, but like, I'm sure it happens.
Yeah.
Like, scammers are real.
It does.
So I don't, like you said, I pray over my business. I don't attract scammers. And I can feel a scammer.
Me too.
Like, at the door.
Me too. You cannot fast talk me.
Oh, yeah. You can't.
No, you can't punch the number in.
Yes, none of that.
No, you can't pay me over the phone.
Yeah, no Zelle. So yeah, you can feel a scammer when they come. So like I do have some scammers that come across my desk, and I just, you know, I'm like, yeah, this isn't gonna work. We can't make this happen. Like one girl called me the other day and was like, I'm trying to get 6 girls' hair done. 6. I'm like, okay. So I'm talking it through a little bit. It was just weird. She was like, so what payments do you take? I'm like, cash your card, like simple payments. Like, anyway, I digressed. But yeah, no scammers. But yeah, I don't deal with it for the most part. I have a very open rapport with my clients. So if they do have any issues, they just call me and we deal with them. Like even sometimes I tell my students too, like sometimes I don't always think that the resolution is like fair on my end sometimes, but like ultimately I'm just trying to keep a really clean business model. Like if I have to redo your hair or if you're unhappy about something, like I'll just deal with it. I'm like, okay, let's try to make it work. Like before I'm just like, oh, like it's not my personality. I mean, even though the customer's not always right, I still like battle with that thought because it's like you just spent $1,200 or $1,500 or $3,500. And like, if you're unhappy, please call me and let me know and I will resolve it before it gets to like a chargeback situation.
Right. Okay. So I hear you say a lot, my students, right? We didn't touch on that you have a luxury hair extensions university, right? So now we're going to switch over for the hairstylists watching. This part is for you. So what helped you feel confident about charging those prices?
So the confidence for myself and for any stylists watching, it comes with your expertise. Like in anything, like I can think about when I was in grade school, like doing a project. Like if I wasn't confident in what I was talking about, oh baby, I was nervous.
Yeah,
I'm shaking, I'm sweating, I'm stuttering, I'm doing all the things. So really investing in your craft, practicing, giving, doing hair for free, the things that people don't think you still have to do to be great. I'm like, I still do hair for free.
Still do hair for free too. Look, you gotta give me some content.
Yeah,
but I will do it for free.
But free. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I have a girl coming on Thursday. I'm like, hey, girl, I'll do your hair. But, you know, you come with your makeup on. Like, we getting content.
Yeah.
So, like, I don't know. I just feel like the new style, not even the new stylist, but just like in the transition of becoming a luxury extension specialist, people don't want to do anything for free. They want people to meet them halfway. I'm like, no, like, it's called free. Like, you have to give yourself. So, and then again, that builds your confidence. Like, you like, okay, I got this. Like, I feel comfortable with this. The more you do it, and then you can command a certain price point because, again, your price point is invalid if no one's willing to pay it. Like, if no one wants to spend the money on that with you specifically, it's not giving what you think it's giving.
Right.
And it's a you problem.
Right.
So, the price point is definitely there. The clientele is there. It's just, can you command the price point?
Right. So basically, get more experience, record it.
Get good content.
Yeah, get good content. Keep posting it so that people can find out about you.
Yes.
And then you could charge what you charge because you've been doing it.
Turn
and
the
you've been
brand
showing
up. Turn the branding up.
Right.
And really get in there and be a leader in that space.
Right. All right. So what would you say to a stylist who's scared to raise their prices?
I can receive that. It could be scary, especially depending on where you are. Like if you're doing something for $75, like a silk press or something, and you haven't even gotten to the $125 silk press, then you're probably scared.
They still at $75 presses?
I think so. Yeah, some people are still in the $75 silk press range. And I'm like, come on now. I think that to be scared is just something that you shouldn't be in these times. Like, we don't really have time for scary people. Like, you have to take the risk.
Do it scared.
Do it scared.
Yeah,
that part.
Scared.
Like, I do things scared every day.
Every time.
I mean, I wake up scared. You have to just do it scared, because otherwise you're going to be in the same situation. And that's really scary. Like, which is more scary? Being in the same situation that you're in now next year, or trying something and potentially winning at it, you know?
Right. I did a pricing formula a couple of weeks ago. I was just doing something. And the average stylist should be charging. First, you need to consider what you feel like you should make hourly, right? That's just the labor cost, what you want to make an hour. Then you have to factor in, no, let me go back. Not what you want to make an hour. Inflation is high. So how much you need to pay your bills and eat.
What are your bills?
Right. Things like that. So that determines how much you should charge hourly, plus your expertise in it, right? Even on the low scale, you should be making $60 an hour, right? That's just for your labor. Then factoring in the cost of the products.
Yes.
Factoring in the cost of if you pay a booth for it.
Overheads.
Like things like that. At minimum, for a silk press, everybody should be charging $125. So when you said $75, I'm like, who's charging $75?
If you're not charging at least $125, $150 for a silk press, then again, that's a great start.
Right.
Like, let's just start there.
Right.
Because that means that you are comfortable with increasing and meeting people where they are.
Right.
Because doing a price increase, especially if you're not changing with the times, because you're letting your clients kind of like bully you into staying in this price point, which is like you said, I mean, everything's more expensive. Why should I stay within this price point? And then don't let me have a dream that I can have this and that I need to make more money.
Yeah, that's
so true. It's like you said, if more stylists focus on the financial side of it, which anyone should do who has a job, right? Like you said, I'm like, this is your job. So it's like, why would I work for any company that's not paying me enough to sustain my lifestyle? Right? So it's the same thing as an entrepreneur. Like, are you, especially choosing this life, if you're going to choose this route, which is not an easy route in itself, right? If you're going to choose entrepreneurship, then you should be the best entrepreneur that you can be, make the most you can make. I mean, it's like, duh, you're the boss. Like, the sky's the limit for sure. So you have to just go after it. And like, even as a stylist, and that's what I had to tell myself, like, just because I'm a hairstylist doesn't mean I can't be making millions of dollars. Like, girl, figure it out, right? I'm like, this is your industry. This is the industry you chose, right? That's the path you wanted to go down. And I was like, well, did I choose the wrong path? Like, is there money in this path? And I'm like, okay, it's $1 billion industry. You just have to figure out what slice you want, put your price on it, do your research. Again, get the education that you need to be able to command this price point, because you can't just put a price point on something and not walk the walk and talk the talk.
Right. Basically, you got to know why you're charging what you're charging.
You got to be able to stand on it.
Numbers.
And when someone's not willing to pay it, you're willing to walk away. Like, you can't crumble every time someone's like, oh, I don't have it. I'm like, okay, well, call me back.
See, when you get some more money.
Call me later. Like, it's not my customer. I don't cry in the car or be like, oh, I'll do it for less. Like, it's just not.
Yeah. No,
I agree. Client. You gotta be confident in the price conversation too.
You gotta be just confident, period, as a hairstylist. Yeah, just be confident. Because people, the client can feel that. Like, when they walk in the door, like, you're not confident, they feel like you don't know what you're doing.
You can't make them nervous. They're already nervous.
Yeah, they're nervous coming to you, right? So you have to be confident in just your, like you said, your whole walk, your pricing, and everything. So yeah, that makes sense. So what is one piece of advice for stylists who want to get into high-end services?
Education.
You keep saying that. Education, like learning.
Please know your SHIT. Mm-hmm. Like, it literally makes my skin crawl when I see people try to get into an industry without doing the work. And by the work, I don't just mean learn a technique. I mean master the technique. Be unique with the technique. Bring something to the conversation. Bring something to the industry. Like, go 10 times harder than the next person. I like that type of energy. Like when I see that you're really trying to do something different to set yourself apart. And again, that's in anything. Like, I don't want you to be a copycat in life. Like, I want you to like take something, make it your own, be the best in your city, like do something great. Right? I think that mindset, even if you land somewhere in the middle, right? You know what I'm saying? Like, if you try to go that hard, you'll land somewhere in the middle, if not there. And that will still set you apart from the person that just learned the technique and just added it to their service menu. Because I'm like, that's not really a luxury extension specialist. That is someone that offers hair extensions as a service, but still kind of just stays right here with everything else.
So basically, the client wants to know that you know yours.
I mean, yeah, if you want to have a clientele that just pays you thousands, like that's all you do, like all your days are money days, like mine, then you created a brand that is surrounded around just that clientele. So every day is a good day for the most part, right? Like they already know what it is.
Right. Okay. All right. So where can people find you? I don't want to say how can they book with you because you don't really take new clients like that.
I'll take a client or two.
Okay. So how can the clients find you and how can the hairstylists find you?
For sure. So Keri Alston Hair on Instagram is where everyone can find me. KeriAlstonHair.com is where clients can find me to book. And Luxury Hair Extensions University is where students can find me to join the school to learn how to master the art of luxury hair extensions, as well as understanding the business behind the brand that they're going to need to know to scale their business.
Got it. Okay. So any last words for stylists who are ready to level up but need that push?
Ready to level up but need a push. I will say, I don't know. I'm such an a-hole when it comes to like my mentorship.
Why you say that?
Because I speak very raw with my students. And I'm like, get your A up and do the work. You know, like, I don't know what else to say. Like, if you need a push, let this be your push. Get your up and do the work. Like, I don't know what else to say.
No, that's
like, I want to say it nicely, but like, honestly, I don't know what else to say at this point. Like, at this point,
I don't think that works. Saying it nicely doesn't work. Yeah, do the work.
Yeah, I'm like,
take accountability for if you're not where you want to be.
Love you to death, but I know for me, for you, and for anybody else that I know that's successful, we did the work.
We definitely did the work.
I'm talking about all of it.
Yeah, girl, I be working. I was thinking yesterday to myself, I love my kids to death, but if I didn't have kids, y'all would really be sick of me.
You be turned up?
Man, what?
I mean, all the things that I do get done with 4 children, I know I would be a beast, obviously, without them, even though they're my motivation too. So it's like a catch-22.
I know, right?
Because like, I'm doing it for you, but like if you were just out of my way, I would have all the time in the world to just be great.
Right.
So if you feel like you need a push, I will say too, joining the Luxury Hair Extension University is a great safe space for stylists that just feel like they need the mentorship, the community, the training. Obviously, because I do feel like it's like you want to do something, but you just need that accountability. You need somebody that's going to constantly push you. That's why I started the university, because I was hosting the classes and I just felt like one day just wasn't enough for those who felt like they needed that constant push, right? So find a mentor, find a community, find some friends that are like-minded, and that's what we have in our community. They're all stylists that want to scale and become luxury extension specialists. So they hear from me yelling at them and every Monday. So I'm their accountability partner and they're each other's accountability partner. So that's my advice for those who don't feel like they can just do it alone. Because sometimes you just are overwhelmed with all the things that need to be done, and you just need someone that's like, okay, girl, let's do this today. Like, I'll call you and check on you, and like, we'll get it done together. I didn't have that, but that's why I started the university, because I was like, I know that that's what I needed at the time. But because I didn't have it, I just had to push through. So, and continue to invest in your education, and a mentor who has done what you have done is always like gold, right? And then do what they say.
And even if you don't have the money to invest in education, because I can remember in the beginning, I didn't have money to pay anybody to teach me anything. When I tell you, it's so much information on YouTube, like a lot.
Yeah.
A whole lot. Like you can learn so much. Just one video a day. Watch something that will help you level up in your career or level up as a person, as a human being.
The information is definitely out there. You just have to be willing to soak it in and be open to receiving it. You know, finding the time to unwind and allow yourself to learn. Because wisdom is everything.
Absolutely. It'll take
streets to teach you, or you can read a book.
I know, right? Right.
You're going to learn one way or another.
You're going to learn one way or another. Or, I mean, if you want to get from where you are now and level up, like you got to learn.
You got to.
Old keys do not open new doors.
Yes.
So.
And the more you do, like courage is everything. Like the more you're willing to try and do, even if you fail at it, like that's a lesson learned. Like I failed at lots of things, but like I won't do them again, right? So I'm not a stupid person. Like I'll literally like be like, oh wow, that didn't work. But in order for me to know that it doesn't work, I had to try it. So like you got to do something every day, like one thing every day, even if it's the smallest thing, it's bigger than you think. One thing towards the goal.
Yeah. All right.
At
That's
best.
perfect. All right. So I hope she dropped a lot of gems today. I hope y'all got a lot from it. But definitely reach out to her if you are a hairstylist and you want to level up, you want to increase your prices, you want to learn other extension methods, definitely reach out to her. If you're a client and you're looking to invest in luxury hair extensions, definitely reach out to her as well. But thank you so much for watching Strands and Story. Make sure you like and subscribe. Like this video, subscribe to our channel. Make sure you follow both of us on Instagram, Keri Alston. Follow Go Sleek Hair and follow Strands and Story. And we will see you next time. Bye.